Hey, what's going on, everybody? Yugi Fine for you. I am here with not really Yu-Gi-Oh news, but I'm going to be talking about some cards in Primal Origins. Basically, I want to do is I want to go a little bit more in depth with some of these cards because the only problem with the Yu-Gi-Oh news is I don't really give full in-depth explanations on my thoughts and feelings of a lot of the cards, and I kind of want to give that to you guys. So pretty much what I'm be doing is going over some of the new support for existing archetypes and just give my full in-depth explanation and my feels over certain cards. And if I have tested said cards, I will definitely let you guys know and give my opinions on ratios on how many I think would be the good amount of ratios for a deck. So without further ado, we're going to start it off with the Battling Boxer support because this is the stuff I've been testing the most out of. Some of this stuff I haven't really tested yet, but I will go over the ones I will let you know if I have tested said things. So anyway, we have Battling Boxer Big Bandage, which is basically level 2. It pretty much opens up rank 4 as well as rank 3 exceeds into the deck by allowing you to target a banished or a boxer in your graveyard, and all boxer monsters you control, including himself, become that level. So this actually opens up rank 3 plays for boxers because, well, Counterpunch is a card that some people use, and he does get banished. So pretty much, if you have him and another boxer on the field, you can basically use effect to target the Counterpunch, and it all become level 3. So it opens up things like Zimaze and Fortune Tune, but most definitely it opens up plays for the Coach King, which in my opinion, is a really freakishly, stupidly dumb XC, but it just takes too much. It's really too hard to bring out, in my opinion. It's too much trouble. But Bandage does make it a little bit more easier. Now, I've not yet tested this. This is more of a theory, but I have seen people use Bandage and the regular box for rank 4s, and he does work. He does combo well with things like Blaster, since you do banish monsters with Blaster. So there you go. It works very good with that. And the fact that it cannot be destroyed, it can't be destroyed, like once turn can't be destroyed by battle, is a nice way to kind of defend yourself. So he sort of has that Dark Resonator type of feel to him. And the fact that he's level 2, so I won't really open up rank 2 plays unless they somehow bring out some more level 2 boxers. But it is a pretty nice card on the deck. My guess is if you want to run the big bandage, I would say possibly the 1s or 2s. I would, maximum of 2 if you really want to run the big bandage. He's not the boxer I would recommend the most to use in a boxer deck, meaning the main deck, but, if you want to use him, you can use him. He does have a nice effect overall, and he, in my opinion, can be a nice addition into a boxer deck. Next up, we have Battling Boxer Bailout, which is one of my favorite cards from the new support. The fact that Bailout has 0 attack opens up plays for Creature Swap, which is one of my favorite tech cards in the deck. I love Creature Swap to death. It's just so much fun to play in boxers because of the amount of low attack power monsters that you have in the deck. Really, really is awesome. It's really great in a mirror match. But Bailout is great because it does help you. It does protect you from OTKs by monster attacks. Because whenever you take battle damage, you can special them to the field, and you gain life points equal to the damage you took. So pretty much it resets any damage you took from an existing attack. And this does help with possibly some OTKs, because not only do you regain those life points, but the next attack has to go through the Bailout, so they are wasting another attack that could be dealt to you by attacking the Bailout. Now, the thing that Bailout is pretty nice is the fact that it is level 4, and boxers can typically keep level 4 monsters in the field. Things like Headgear, which can't be destroyed by battle, can't it takes 2 attacks to kill it if it's in face-up attack position. So, having that plus the Bailout is very, very, very helpful right there. And I have tested out Bailout. I love the card. I'm running them at 2s right now. I'm still testing the ratios, but I think 2 is a good number for the card. 1 is just not really enough, but I would suggest possibly running maybe 1 to 2 Bailouts in the deck. I believe 3 is just way too much. So if you're wanting to work on boxes with the new support, I would recommend possibly 1 to 2 Bailouts in the main deck, because it is a very, very helpful card in the deck as a whole. Next up, we have Last Counter, which a card that I'm not really a big fan of, so I don't know if I'm going to test it or not, just because of the way it is. Basically, what this card is, when an attack is declared involving a boxer monster you control and an opponent's monster, if you control another battling boxer monster, negate the attack, and if you do, send your battling monster to the graveyard. Then one boxer monster you control gains attack equal to the opponent's battling monster's original attack, and if it does, proceed to damage calculation between that monster and your opponent's battling monster. Then take damage equal to the attack gained by this effect. So in a sense, it's sort of like Power Bonds for boxers. The reason I say Power Bonds is because Power Bond, basically, if you don't kill your opponent that turn, you're taking a shit ton of damage, like 4,000 or 2,800, depending on what you went for. Like if you went for Cyber End or Cyber Twin. This pretty much does the exact same thing. But I just don't like the fact that you take damage, and the fact that the last counter does make sense because it's sort of like a last resort card, in my opinion, that you only use if you have no choice. I'm not really a big fan of last counter. I don't really see use of it in the boxer deck. I could be wrong. Someone might find a way to break it, but boxers are, in my opinion, already sort of slow to begin with, and you're gonna be taking some damage anyway. And I don't like the fact that you add on more damage. Like, you're already using Warning, and if you're using 7 tools, you're already taking enough hefty damage by yourself with those cards. And last counter adding on more damage is just not worth it, in my opinion. But again, if you want to use it, I guess maybe at 1, ratio-wise, use it at 1. I don't see any reason to run it more than 1 if you so wish to. I guess the benefit is the fact that it's a counter trap, so it is supposed to be 3, so things like Lance and stuff can't really stop it, so I guess that's a bonus. And by the way, the first 3 cards I went over are cards are coming to the TCG when Primal does come out. On to the OCG exclusives that we will be getting for who knows how long. We have Battling Boxer Shadow, which is one of my favorite cards to have in the main deck now. It's a really fun and a really good card. The fact that its 1800 attack is really nice, being the second strongest boxer monster in the main deck, next to Glash on turns of attack. And the fact that you can special summon him from the hand during your main phase by detaching a material from the boxer key you control. Really adds for a little more speed to the deck. This opens up a lot of possibilities for things like Lead Joke and the Exceed that they have, number 79. You can basically just have some nice big powerful monsters. The reason I say Lead Joke is that by detaching material, he goes up to 30,000, you special summon have an 1800 attack power monster, so you have a lot of cool things you can do with Shadow. And also the fact that it once per turn makes it a lot more balanced, because can you imagine if this was not once per turn? That would be pretty freaking cool. I think I know this card is going to be a direct staple in any boxer deck. And as for ratios, I would definitely say 2 to 3. Why would you want to play one of this card? It's just too good. 2 is definitely a good number. 3 also works. I have tested this card at 3. It works very well at 3, but 2 might be the magic special number. Who knows? More testing is needed. But Shadow is a great addition for any boxer deck, and you should definitely, if you are wanting to test new OCG support, you should definitely put in Battling Boxer Shadow. It will be a great addition to your deck. Next up, we have number 79, Battling Boxer Nova Caesar, which is a really, really, really good card. It is a generic rank 4, which really helps the deck out a lot. And since it is a Battling Boxer Exceed, it gives you more uses out of Switch Hitter, because Switch Hitter was very limited in what it can actually go into, which was usually always Lead Joke. You could go to 105, but no one really uses 105. It's a good card, but not worth it in my opinion. But 79 gives you more stuff with Switch Hitter, which is nice. The fact that it is a walking hysteric party is pretty cool. So its effect does read, once per turn you can attach one boxer monster from your hand or graveyard to this card as an Exceed material. It gains 100 attack for each Exceed material attached to it. When this card is destroyed by your opponent's card, either by battle or card effect, and sent to the graveyard, you can target level 4 or lower boxer monsters in your graveyard up to the number of Exceed materials this card had on the field, and special summon those targets. Hysteric Party? Yeah, I say so. This is a card that can easily, if you allow your opponent to set up with 79, it's really pretty freaking cool. It's going to be troublesome for you because of the fact that he's going to keep getting more powerful and more powerful. And the fact that it says when it's destroyed by opponent's card effect, it doesn't have to be on the field. So if you by chance Blackhorn of Heaven it, or shadow, shadow, solemn warning it, you're going to get the effect of special summon. So it's a great way to bait out back row. As in, force your opponent to Black Horn of Heaviness. So that way, hey, I get more monsters, I can exceed once again. It's a very good card. And since it's generic, it opens up even more plays, things like Mass Chameleon, as well as Photon Thrasher, Goblinberg, Kagekage, and stuff like that. It's a really, really neat card, and I like it a lot. And this is definitely one of the cards that I wish was not OC exclusive, but hey, we know it will eventually come out. I just hope it's soon, because it's a card that I definitely love to play. And as for ratios in the extra deck, I would say 1 to 2. 3 is just too much. You don't really need 3. You possibly don't need 2, but I like it at 2 me personally. So I say 1 to 2 in the extra deck is always nice because it gives, like I said, it does give you more options for switching or plays in the main deck. So because of that, you want to have that variety. And in my opinion, it's a pretty cool first turn play. That as well as the Lava Chain switcher shenanigans, but to each his own. I do like going for this first turn sometimes. It's always fun. Finally, we have Jolt Counter, which, God, why is this a no-sheet exclusive? This thing is amazing. Pretty much, it is a barrier, a friendly barrier for boxers. Only downside is it's only during the battle phase, so you still have to be careful putting your summonings, but that's why your lance is around, so you can protect it from bottomless controls and stuff like that. But pretty much during the battle phase, when a spell, card, trap card, or monster effect is activated while you control a boxer monster, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. This basically allows you to protect your monsters, and it's not a once per turn either, so that does make it a lot more better of a card, which allows you to activate multiples and protect your monsters. And the fact that it's a counter trap means only cards that can really stop it is, say, freaking, like, 7 tools, all the counter trap 7 tools, or the Gravekeeper's Tomb, which, if you have Gravekeeper's Tomb, if you're playing Gravekeepers, odds are you're probably in a good position because, well, boxers kind of like the graveyards. Overall, this is a fantastically good card, and if it was during the, main phase or any time during the game, it would be even more better, but, hey, they got a barrier, they have a counter trap, a good counter trap, which helps out a lot. Nothing much, I say it was pretty good, and it's a really, really good card, and you definitely play this in 2s or 3s. I don't know why you wouldn't play this card at 3, because it's a really good card, it gets to your hand fast, and it will protect your monsters, and you're not even the times you're going to have a boxer on the field. That's just how it is, because Yoke is a card, and he's a damn good card, and this makes, in my opinion, this makes Jolt even better. So anyway, that is the boxer support. That's kind of a little bit more my in-depth analysis on the boxers and ratios and stuff like that, like how many in my opinion, you should run. And again, these are my personal opinions in terms of ratios or my thoughts of these cards. So I want to know your guys' opinions on the new boxer support in terms of how you like these cards. Maybe if you're running boxers, what ratios would you run these cards in? Again, I'm still testing some of these cards, so my ratios could definitely change, but these are just my thoughts and my thought process as of now on these cards. And again, like I said, these are my opinions, so give your opinions on these cards in the comment section below. And I will definitely be doing more of this on Primal Origins, with Ghost Tricks, and the new Artifact card, the new, a lot of new things that I want to talk about in Primal. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this, and like always, like my Facebook page. I keep plugging that in, but I don't care. Like it to get updates on my channel. So anyway, I'll definitely see you guys in the next video. And also go onto the Yu-Gi-Oh! Council, subscribe, because I will be on Coffee Time on the council talking about new rule changes, the Pendulum summons, and stuff that I still need to upload. But I will, because a lot of the stuff came out, and like early in the morning when I was pretty much ready to go to bed. So anyway, I definitely see you guys next time.